When I was 15, I was playing Call of Duty online, and me and another player got into a little bit of a heated argument, and from there he found my IP address, which he used to find my actual address, and started sending pizzas to my house, sending Uber Eats to my house. Everyone else in the lobby got my address then. All of them were sending stuff to my house. This went on for about 3 or 4 weeks, I think. It'd be 30 to 40 people at my house each day. Family was distraught. They were just as worried and scared as I was. If all of us went out together, we'd come home and there'd be stuff in our front yard just everywhere.
It happened last year, about the middle of the year, when I was still year 7. Me and one of my friends were on like a server for a game in development, and then one of the people who friended me, we got into like a bit of a fight in the server. I don't know how, but he found out where I lived, and then he messaged my friend saying, hey, make her do this or I'm gonna send her location out. He posted my location on the group. I was like, okay, what's gonna happen? Am I gonna be okay? Pretty scary for someone as young as me to have to go through that.
I was worried if my life might be in danger if they sent other people to my house. So I never knew who was gonna be there. I didn't know if they were gonna show up.
What Alex and Persephone are talking about is doxing.
So doxing is a shorthand term for basically a dump of documents. So we might be searching through people's social media feeds to try and figure out where they work or where they live, things like what's their phone number, finding out people's bank account numbers. It's the behaviour of going and finding all of that information and collating it and putting it in one place and making it accessible to other people. And the thing that makes it doxing is about using it maliciously.
Getting a laugh out of other people, making sure that other people feel less than you are. I can only imagine would be the root cause. I would say they definitely succeeded, yeah. I definitely felt bad about myself. If I hadn't been arguing with them in the first place, my family wouldn't be dealing with this, I wouldn't be dealing with this. So I definitely felt bad about it and felt like they'd won over me.
Stats show about 1 in 20 Australians have been doxed. And younger Aussies are more likely to be affected by cybercrimes, including doxing.
So this person was just a complete stranger. I'm not sure how they got the details, but it was on Snapchat, and I had my Snap Map specifically turned on for like 1 or 2 friends because I trusted them. I do think a lot of people my age would get doxed because sometimes you can like say, yeah, okay, I'm gonna trust you, you seem really nice, and then you don't know who they are behind the screen.
Doxing isn't exactly a new thing. The term became mainstream through hacktivist culture in the 2000s.
An unauthorized party illegally obtained and disclosed personal information and related credit card data of some of our members.
Surrender now while you still have the chance. Do not say we did not warn you.
But as we all put more and more info online, it's becoming easier for your average person to dox someone, often as retaliation or because someone doesn't like something someone else is saying or doing. And that's how some of the most serious cases of doxing have happened, especially in the gaming world.
About 10 years ago, there was a political campaign called Gamergate, and that revolved around men primarily who were upset by the growing influence of women in the gaming industry, and that resulted in some doxing of some women, women who ended up having to go into hiding, having to move house because their address got released online. There was no other intention apart from that than to encourage people to go and harass that person.
We've seen instances on that other end of the spectrum where people's pets have been harmed, and at the worst end of it, there's been cases in the United States where people have actually been killed by police through a practice known as swatting.
Put your hands behind your back.
There's a SWAT team at my house right now, bro. I can hear them. Why do y'all do this to people, bro?
Experts reckon doxing is only becoming more common, and the reasons for doing it more complicated.
Sometimes people do it because they genuinely think that they're doing the right thing. Sometimes it comes from a place of what we call moral outrage, which means you see something that you really don't like, it doesn't fit with your values and your view of the world, and so what you want to do is to call it out.
I think it's really important for anyone when they're engaging online to take a step back and think about what could be the consequences of what I post. And do people deserve potential long-term consequences that could come from you posting their details online?
even if you think the punishment fits the crime, there's a very real risk of targeting the wrong person. Recently, people on social media have been trying to uncover the real identities of a stalker and a sexual abuser from the TV show Baby Reindeer that's based on a true story. A whole heap of potentially innocent people were named online before the show's creator told people to please stop.
Come to you with breaking news right now.
News networks have also been known to dox innocent people when reporting on crimes, something that happened just recently.
What happened with the Bondi incident was that some people identified the wrong person and their name got shared and spread. It became in the news, and that person was suddenly sort of being accused of a crime that they were nowhere near and they didn't commit.
Recently, the government announced it's looking into creating specific doxing laws to try to tackle the issue more directly, after the details of a WhatsApp group involving hundreds of Jewish Australians was published online.
We want to protect all Australians. No one should be the subject of this kind of malicious activity because of who they are or what they believe.
But some are worried that if the new laws are too general, they could get in the way of what's known as white hat doxing. That's done by professionals like investigative journalists, some hackers and whistleblowers.
Because a lot of that has called out things like massive crime syndicates, human rights abuses. It's been, a very, very powerful and very important part of the work that people have done online.
I also think we have a bunch of harassment laws. Really, doxing is a form of harassment. We need more work actually in enforcing the rules that we've already got because they're not being enforced.
The E-Safety Commissioner says there are a few things we can do to protect ourselves against doxing, like double-check privacy settings on social media, use a range of strong passwords and two-step authentication, use different usernames and limit the amount of personal info shared online. And you can also use a VPN to hide your internet protocol or IP address.
So what would your advice be to other young people who might have experienced doxing?
Just make sure you block all of these people. Tell your parents, even if you think you'll be in trouble, it's better to be in trouble than to have someone possibly harm you in real life.
It's not going to last forever. They'll get bored after a few weeks. Just talk to your families, talk to friends about what's going on, and don't blame yourself for it. It wasn't on you. It's another person doing very bad things.